This is the Night Out Disc Golf Podcast. I'm Shane.
I'm JP, and it's Sunday.
It is Sunday, 7 o'clock. Completely forgot you were going to be here. I was standing there, and I got a little vibration on my wrist, and I looked, and it said, JP texted. I was like, oh, what did he text? And he goes, I'm here, Shane. Oops.
You're the one that set the time.
I did.
Yeah.
I did. So Ben, once again, is not here. He was driving back from somewhere. So since we
Up
changed,
north.
yeah,
That's what I think that's what he said in the text.
because he went down and played the
Tri-Fox
Flex.
Yep.
Which is awesome. Juliana Schick, who was our team captain, ran that tournament down there, Flex Start, and he went down and played, and I think a couple of our other teammates went down
and Matt also went down.
Yeah. I wanted to get there, but due to unforeseen events regarding a well at a motel, was unable to go.
Yikes.
Yeah. Luckily, we have two wells, and I just pulled from the well, shut the one well down. But all it was is it's been so dry.
Yeah.
It just started sucking up residue. I mean, not residue, sediment.
Oh.
So there was like sand in the water.
Oh.
Completely healthy. Everything was fine.
Yeah.
Just started pulling sand up from the well. So
Okay.
it was a little goofy. So that well is shut down until it is figured out.
We might get rain tomorrow.
I know we had
Might.
like an eighth of an inch.
Yeah, it's
Like-
sprinkled.
It was just enough to make it smell bad. You know, actually, I like that smell, but
Yeah, I don't mind the smell of rain.
no, yeah. So, and I think outside of that, let's give our socials: door_disc_golf, night_owl_pod, and then www.doordisc.com for all your disc golf needs. We have all kinds of fun stuff, and I will give the shop update at the very end, which will show you what we have coming in. And we're going to have some cool stuff coming in. So we actually got some cash flowing because season is around now. So we're going to get some custom stamp stuff going.
Nice.
Not hot stamping, custom stamping. Very big difference.
Yes.
One's legal, one's not.
Right.
Same process,
Yeah.
but one's legal and one's not. We'll get into that later.
Stupid.
Yeah, I agree. All right, JP, do we want to start off with why you suck?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. Am I?
Do you want to? You can ask me.
I always feel like this is a personal attack. Like,
I mean, maybe.
okay. Well, I'll ask you, Shane. Why do you suck?
God, why you gotta be so mean? I suck because I don't play.
Oh, that's exactly why I suck.
So I just haven't been playing.
Yeah.
So we suck because we don't play.
Yeah.
Last week I didn't play League, and I haven't played at all since last League. So it's been over a week since I played. So that's why I suck. I think it's a pretty easy reason.
No, yeah. That's a very good reason. Yeah, I haven't thrown a disc in like almost a month.
Really? Oh, man.
Like actually,
You've
like
bought
thrown
discs.
I've
but
bought
you haven't thrown anything.
I mean, putting, yes,
Okay.
but not a full throw.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just can't make it to League because I'm busy. So
Yeah.
I want to, like maybe the middle of July, I'll be able to start.
That'd be
making it.
awesome. I'd like
Yeah.
to see you there. And I'd like to see myself there. Well, next week I have to be there because Caden's out of town. Because I'm not running League anymore. Caden's running League, which is fantastic.
Tyler's not running League?
No. He did the singles league.
Okay.
So Caden's picking up League.
Oh, nice.
So I was super happy about that. Mm-hmm. And because, I got a lot going on. And it's not a toe to the collar. It's just I got a lot going on.
Yeah.
So I want someone that can put a little bit of time and effort into League and make sure everything's going right. Not just show up at last minute and be like, okay, I need your money. Let's go play. And it sounds like it's been pretty good, like 20 plus people the last 2 weeks.
That's awesome.
Which is good for up here.
Yeah.
So he's been running it, and next week he won't be here, so I'll be there.
Got it.
So I'll be there to run League. I'm still not sure if I'm going to play or not because my shoulder's it's killing me. But
Yeah.
still not sure if I'm going to play, but I will be there. This past week I just couldn't be there. But it's real. The father life is real. Mm-hmm. Like
Very much so.
it is. I think last year Malachi wasn't in. He was in soccer. Mm-hmm. But he wasn't in as many sports. Like, he wasn't, like, jumping back and forth
Sure.
and doing a bunch of things. And now Gabby, my daughter, is the same. Like, she's in all kinds of different stuff. And now she's doing like pitching lessons.
Oh, really?
So, yeah. So we're driving
Cool.
down to Green Bay,
Oh, wow.
like an hour and a half each direction.
Yeah.
Like 3 hours plus the pitching lesson. It's like, oh,
There is someone's sister on the soccer team I'm coaching played softball in college, and she's looking to get into lessons
that would be phenomenal.
up this way. Because I'm sure there's enough young girls like middle age, or I was just say middle age, but middle
that
school.
old, come
No,
on.
I know middle school or like going into high school, like or in high school that would probably enjoy that, like, or get something out of having a coach up here.
Yeah. If it's reasonable,
Yeah.
I think, I mean, even if it's not reasonable, I mean, I really think a lot of people like to save money, the gas going down, gas coming back, feeding the child on the way there, you know, I think it would be phenomenal. And man, I can't wait till disc golf goes there for lessons. But, you know, that is not a thing in disc golf. People just don't take lessons. You know, I think it's happening more and more.
Man, yeah,
But I think people feel that YouTube is all you need for disc golf.
true. But you know, Robbie C has talked about having a coach, you know, on his podcast and some other areas.
I think
about
he is a coach too.
Yeah,
right?
he is a coach as
Okay.
well. But he's talked about having a coach for throwing and things like that. I've actually seen Philo give somebody a lesson. It was at Silver Creek. Like it was
okay.
he finished with his round and like he scheduled something with this person and he was in that field. I forgot next to what hole it was, but like open, you know, no one was there. And he was giving somebody a lesson after the tournament. I was like, well, that's cool.
That's awesome. Like the big soccer field, the open. Like,
Right, yeah.
yeah.
And I've, you know, Brian Earhart does his thing where you can like submit, you know, you have
Like
to pay
form
for it.
reviews and
Yeah,
whatnot,
stuff like
yeah.
that. But
Yeah.
it's not like that's not an in-person thing. And
Yeah.
Yuli's got the Power something Academy
Yeah, it's part of his
online.
the leader. Yeah, it's part of like the whole leadership academy thing that he does. Yeah. It's coming around though. I think little by little people will start like swing coaches, things like that. I think people are going to start having that. So I will suck a little less when that happens. I don't know if I'll ever do that. I think I'm past my
It's weird though.
really wanting to be competitive.
Sure. Yeah, and the weird thing is up in this area, who would we reach out to? You know, we'd have to go south to somebody that would compete at like a higher level than
Right.
we would, or west.
Right.
It's like Kale. Kale
Yeah.
lives out in like Minnesota or whatever. Like if you're looking for a high level professional.
Yeah. I would say like once Hamas gets to a point where he doesn't want to. I mean, there are a lot of fantastic disc golfers here,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
but it is weird. You think about all the disc golfers that we play with, like who would I not have a close enough relationship with that I could respect as a coach? Does that make any sense?
Kind of.
Because I think there's this line where you become so friendly with somebody that can you really take coaching advice from them? Maybe that's my ego or something, but there's this weird, like, I know you too well to think you can teach me something.
I get what you're saying with that. Yeah.
You know, but I mean, I guess I learn stuff from everybody all the time, but I know that I have that feeling a little bit because I think about some people that are really, really good. I don't know if I could listen to them. If that make I don't know. It's weird. And I'm talking myself into a hole, I'm sure. So, all right. So we'll go into thrower, hanger, flipper. I got nothing.
Okay.
I know you do.
I do. Yeah.
Well, I guess no, it's not. I didn't buy it. Well, kind of. You brought in a bunch of stuff to the shop.
I did bring in a
So-
bunch of stuff to the shop. Yeah, I dropped off a bunch of Discmania discs that I wasn't really throwing. So I did that, and then I bought one of Matt Yadis's old Insanities because he had a ton of them, and that might turn into a thrower. I'm not sure.
It's a beautiful disc.
It is. It was a special edition Fission Insanity. It's got a really cool stamp. It's this guy like laying down, but he's got like a blindfold and like a bunch of ribbons like behind him and stuff. It's really lightweight. It's like a 153.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that's super lightweight. But my shoulder's hurting, so maybe it'll help out a little bit.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I have another Glow Insanity at home, which is pretty beefy. And I don't have a 9-speed in the bag right now. So, well,
That's my bread and butter.
it out.
The 9, 10 speed.
Yeah.
That's my jam.
And then what else did I get? I bought a Crave. I think we talked about them before. Like that
was that one of the last Craves that had the crazy?
Yeah, but it's got the
it?
super awesome like burst proton plastic, which is pretty unique. I haven't seen too much of that. I have other proton Craves, but they don't have the doesn't have that burst in the middle.
No, those were very unique. I think there's one more in the shop.
Yeah, I think there was 2 when I bought it, and then I bought Lulu just a little mini Zing whatever.
The Zing minis, yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
She wants a mini basket, so we'll be thinking about getting one of those.
Okay. All right. So then I have a question for you. Mm-hmm. So I know you and I have both been out of the dating game for a long, long time.
Oh my God.
Really long time. As the young kids say, I have no riz anymore left.
Okay.
Do you know what that is?
Yeah.
It's a new internet thing that just came out. I guess is the ability to talk to the other sex.
Yeah. I don't know where this term has come from.
I think it stems from charisma.
Ah.
That's what I think.
Okay, they just shorten it up to
Riz.
To Riz.
Because charisma is way too hard to say.
Yeah, I get it. Sure, right. Funny enough, okay, so this was at a middle school basketball game. So back in January, December time, a bunch of 5th or 6th graders, whatever, 6th graders now, I guess, were walking around with the team. And then there's a couple girls standing around, and some of these boys are... You know how boys are, and they're trying to impress all the girls and stuff. And then my son just goes up and talks to them, all nice and everything. And these 2 older boys walk by, and they're like, "Oh my God, he's the Rizzler."
The Rizzler?
I was like, what? I heard that, and I kind of died inside, but I laughed at the same time too, because I was like, that is one of the oddest phrases I've heard. The Rizzler, because it sounds like Twizzler to me.
Oh yeah.
So
it kind of reminds me of Stifler too, the Rizzler, the Stifler.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So apparently he's got game.
He's got game.
Basketball and
he just has no inhibitions, is what it is.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
It's okay
because I think people our age, that's what we said. That guy's got game.
Yeah,
he's got game.
Right.
Yeah, now it's Riz.
Now it's Riz. Funny how that same, both 4 letters, they just,
Yeah. I know it was probably stupid when older guys talked about what we think. He's got game. What does that mean? Yeah. Well, that's what it meant, is Riz. He's got Riz. So if you were back in the dating game and your Riz was on point and you had to go, but your Riz can only be translated through online dating, right?
Oh, man.
Okay. So you're on a dating app.
Yeah.
Or site, whatever they are. And you're looking for your perfect disc golf partner. Okay. What are the red flags in the profile that you would sign off on, that you wouldn't sign off on? If it was a real dating profile, it's I don't know, the girl's has to have 6-figure income. But I'm okay, you're done.
Terrible from C1.
Yeah. Okay. No, he'd be looking for someone with a great C1 putt.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I thought you meant what the red flags are.
Well, that would be, because they're trying to sell themselves and tell you what you're looking for.
Right,
so,
right.
All right, so that would be a good one. Need person that can throw over 300 feet.
Yep. That'd be
red
decent.
Flag. Okay. So my real red flag. So here we go. What I think I would throw a red flag at is, God, see, it's hard because I'm trying to think it good stereotype, but I'm thinking it has to be something with only throwing the ridiculous discs. Discs that nobody else can throw. Must have tilt and bag or something like that.
Really looking for a guy with a groove.
Yes. I need a guy with a groove. And if we have the Aerobie Epic, big plus. Love to see your Aerobie Epic. All right, so I would say those are big red flags.
What about someone that demands that they only throw one manufacturer?
Yeah. Oh, I like that too. Yeah, it's only throws Trilogy or only throws. only throws Lone Star, like that.
Something like that.
What about needs to be on a street team?
Oh. He's got street cred.
Yeah, he's got street team. What about needs to be on Lone Star's Ranger team?
Who isn't, though?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Kind of a hoe. Yeah. So he's kind of like, I don't care. You got a breath? Like,
yeah.
You have a pulse? We're good.
We still love Lone Star.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Doesn't mean we can't make fun of their choices.
No, absolutely not.
It's like we love each other. We like that we play disc golf with. Doesn't mean we're not going to razz each other.
No, right.
Not riz each other.
Not razz each other.
Oh, that's touchy.
Yeah, riz and razz.
Yeah, so
maybe if you riz enough, it does get touchy.
I think that's the ultimate goal.
Yep.
So, all right. With that being said, let's do a show preview now that we have about 15 minutes of nonsense under our belt. So we're going to talk about Zootown. We're going to go over hot stamps and the PDGA and some amazing choices they're making. Reddit, it is down.
Yeah.
McBeth in Europe. We're going to talk baskets again because they are the topic again. And then we're going to go Am Nationals at Toboggan. And we'll do a little recap on that. We'll have a random question that JP has. He's already written it down. He's thought about it really heavily. Mm-hmm. He has a really good question for us. And then as he picks up the phone to look for one, Discmania. And then we'll talk about shop updates. So with that being said, let's get started on Zootown. This is all you.
Okay. Yeah, so this was a new silver event in Montana, which the course was really, I liked the course a lot. Kind of reminded me of like the tall grass at Wildberry, like some of the vegetation, the trees, like getting out of the northwest. I mean, it's still kind of northwest of here because it's Montana, but apart from the elevation, it was very kind of like Wisconsin.
Very Wisconsin golf.
Kind of, yeah.
Midwest golf.
Yeah, that's kind of what it reminded me of. And I didn't watch a ton of it, but because like we were somewhere today during the final round. So then they had the MPO was cut early due to weather. So they replayed the final round of the women's instead. So I was watching that for a little while. Mm-hmm. And yeah, just watching some of these throws and like seeing people in the tall grass. It was a good tournament. I think I hope it stays on the tour. Like, I don't know. It's just one of those.
It seemed like I got very, very little glimpses of it, but it seemed like it was a different course. I mean, maybe the Calaviscas Prairie. No.
No, the Preserve.
Maybe reminiscent of that, but that's still on a golf course.
Yeah.
Still bluffy. It's kind of a weird area up in that Sparta, that area that he's in, that Twin Cities.
Yeah, it's just outside the Twin Cities.
Yeah. So it's a kind of a strange area compared to the rest, but it does remind me of that. And it is different. And it's still open enough. Still, just jeepers creepers. Where do those hiccups come from? Still has enough variety and obstacles in the way that it makes it interesting. So it's not completely wooded golf, but
right.
You still got some stuff you got to play around. So I liked it, the little bit that I watched, and then I'm sure I will watch more laying in bed at one point or another.
Yeah. It's always such, I shouldn't say it's a bummer, because you kind of have to wait for this like Silver Series coverage to come out more than like, the quick turnaround of Joe Mez. Like you can watch it on YouTube after it comes out, but it's the full thing. And then you gotta wait for Central Coast with their production and, to get that.
And it's usually about 3 days to a week. I mean, it's usually
it's not time. Yeah, it's not quite as fast.
Yeah.
But so for the MPO, taking it down was Evan Scott with 23 down, and he won it. Like, play was suspended. They cut short, due to PDGA rules. So it was actually only 2 rounds counted.
Okay.
And so some people did get out on the course earlier. Not enough people to, say, or not enough holes completed, to have it count as a round, or not enough people to play through. So called after 2 rounds, followed. And then second place was Clay Edwards, -19. Anthony Barella in third, 18 down. Ty Love, 18 down. James Conrad, -17. Dallin Blanchard, -17. Jake Munn, followed by Nico, followed by Colton Montgomery, Ezra, Kevin Jones, Gannon, they all tied for 8th. So, yeah. And then first place, I don't know if it's a big surprise, Kristen Tatar. 2 in a row for her.
Yeah, not really. Especially the field seems, well, I guess it wasn't a really lackluster field, but.
No, I mean, she beat Missy Gannon by 4 strokes. Katrina Allen, 3rd place, -21. Sarah Holcomb, 4th place. Stacy Haas, 5th place. Stacy Ronsley, 6th. Sayananda, 7th. Holly Finley, 8th. Holly Finley had a eagle on like a pretty decent par 4, hole 13, I believe.
Throw in?
No, she threw a roller.
Okay.
I forgot how long the hole actually is. Let me see if I can bring it up real quick. But yeah, apparently she threw down a roller and came within 16 feet of the basket.
Jeez.
Yeah, and just had a crazy...
She is one that can go on hot streaks that is just super impressive.
582 feet. Or wait. Oh, no, sorry. Is that right? Am I looking at Holly Finley's score correctly? I don't know. I thought they said hole 13. I don't know. She had hit a 2 on a par 4. I'm trying to look at it, but I'm not seeing.
Did they play 2 courses there, or was it just one?
I believe it was just one. I may be effing that up. Oops, sorry, I shouldn't say that.
Yeah. You didn't say the F word.
I didn't say the F word. So
Funny. Fantastic.
Anyway. Oh no, Kristen had a eagle on a par 2, 483 feet, hole 1.
That was probably all air.
Yeah, Katrina did the same thing.
Okay.
Final round.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I heard them say something about Holly Finley, and I saw the score pop up, but yeah, threw down a roller. So that's pretty crazy. But yeah, Kristen took it down. Yep. And Sayananda, somebody that has been.
She's been hanging. I mean, she came second in Cascade, and then, I mean, she's like, that was Cascade, right? That she came in second?
I think so. And Portland.
Might have been
I don't
Portland,
know.
too.
It feels like so long because we've been, didn't do, we.
Yeah, because we changed our times.
Right.
Yeah.
So we kind of skipped a tournament. We'd probably be more up on it.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah. So, all right. Well, Zootown. That's good. Anything else to mention about it?
No, not too much.
Right.
Yeah, I hope they come back to it. I hope that, there's always these parameters that they have to meet to have these courses become PDGA PDGA events or on tour Elite Series events. And maybe it'll stay a Silver Series. Maybe it'll, because I think Des Moines at one point was a Silver Series and they bumped it up to Elite Series. So yeah, we'll wait and see.
Yep. I think it's a good proving ground. I really do. I think the Silver Series is a great idea. Hopefully at one point the Disc Golf Pro Tour takes and kind of creates almost a whole separate tour with the Silver Series.
I'd like to see that.
A proving ground or like a Corn Ferry
I think we've
league.
kind of talked about that a little bit. Yeah. A way for somebody to earn their tour card.
Yep. Yeah. I agree. All right. Let's talk about the Brodie Tracker, because we did talk about it last week.
Yes, we did.
The Brodie Tracker or the last episode, rather. The Brodie Tracker was that he had a chance to get into USDGC and the European Open, and he did it because he came in 11th place. So he did actually pretty darn well. And then back-to-back, I think at Cascade, he came in, I think he was in the top 10. He was like 9 or 8.
Something like that. He had back-to-back top 15 finishes.
His first one, so great. I mean, good for him. So USDGC and European Open, he will be going over to Europe, and then he'll be in the USDGC. So he is in. So that's all I'll mention on that. I don't know if there really needs to be a huge talking point on that.
True.
Both fields weren't the top echelons, but Ricky was back. You know what I mean? So they're up there. I mean, not doing too bad. So
you can only compete against who's there.
Exactly. So that's it. So
I don't care who's there, as long if people are playing well, at these tournaments, it doesn't matter if you're a top tier person. Even if you're playing well and competing above what you're usually playing, you still have to compete with those other people. And
well, right. Well, and we envision the top 10 now, top 10. We always talk about top 10, but I mean, we could push let's say 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, the top 10, it was impressive, but it wasn't that good.
I
know,
would
you
say
think
the top 10 was very consistently the same people. Now
Exactly.
you have the parity where different people are pushing in. You still see some of those same names, the Gannons, the Isaac Robinsons, people, Calvins.
right.
Those
I
people
think
are
you
kind
could
of
push it out
staples
to
in there.
I mean, the top 25 almost. Now.
Right.
Like any of those guys can win on any given day. There's nobody that's dominating like Ricky and Paul were, and so we'll see. We'll see. I mean, I'm excited to see what's going to come down the road, especially with all these younger guys coming up and fueling the older guys and games getting better. And so I'm excited. I know we've said this quite a bit, but all right. So with that being said, talking about young guys, we're going to skip around here. Let's go to M Nationals in Toboggan. Are you ready for that?
A little bit.
Okay.
I don't know much about it. I was on Facebook and PDJ just popped up and it announced the winner.
Okay.
And so I was like, okay, I'll just mention it briefly. His name's Ryan Mulder. He won AM Nationals. He's a 990 rated, and he is from St. John, Indiana.
Okay.
Not sure about how old he is or anything like that, but
Yeah. But AM Nationals is from juniors all the way up to MA 40, 50, 60, 70s. It doesn't matter. Just as long as you're an amateur ranked and your rating can be no higher than. Actually, I don't think there is a ratings cap. I think as long as you have an accepted cash in.
okay.
So, but it's always at Toboggan, or it has been for a very long time at Toboggan. So great event, awesome. Just don't drink the water while you're there.
You went, right?
I did.
Yeah.
That's why I say don't drink the water, because I got some sort of stomach bug there. It lasted for like 3 weeks.
Gross.
Yeah, it was bad.
Okay, this is just like he's 15 years old.
Oh, good for him.
He had just one bogey in 54 holes.
My goodness, that's a hard course.
And he
not to
won
bogey
wire
on.
to wire.
Jeez.
Yeah.
What were his round ratings?
Let me just punch this up real quick.
That's fantastic. That is, if any of you have played Toboggan, it is an incredibly hard course. It is for long throwers, but you have to be accurate too. It's not just a bomber open, throw it hard and get distance, and hopefully you have a shot at the basket. Like, you have to play stuff. And since I played it, it has changed considerably. Not considerably. There's about 4 holes that are different, but all are all the same. And there are some really, technically difficult shots, throwing downhill, large OB left and right, like really long holes. Probably, I think what is it, 1, 2, 3, hole 3 going down the hill. That's that real long one.
Yes, I know what you're.
And it is incredibly hard to keep your disc in balance, because you got to throw a fairly stable disc on Annie to keep it out of the right side, but it can't be too stable or else, and you have to throw it low enough so it doesn't hook up and go to the left side OB. It is a hard, and when you're throwing downhill 100 feet, I would say somewhere around in there, 180 to 120 feet, your disc does some stuff.
So, first round was a 1059.
Jeez, good for
Second
him.
round 1024, and then his last round was 989.
Wow. So it looks like his last round was the weakest, but he'd already made his gaps there.
He won by 7 strokes.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Wow.
Crazy.
Good for him.
And this is
Good for him.
Unbelievable.
So no step putt agonies this time. No anybody messing with that.
Not that. No.
All right.
Crazy. That's super cool. 15 years old and just wow.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
So we'll go into baskets. So baskets are on the chopping block again, being discussed about how somebody needs to standardize, or the Disc Golf Pro Tour needs to build their own baskets.
Yeah.
What do you feel about that?
We kind of talked about it a long time ago, and it keeps getting brought up. And I think Yuli had talked about this on Tour Life the other day too. He's like, the Disc Golf Pro Tour should just have 18 baskets that they can kind of bring with them and set out at any course. But then you're going to these courses too that already have these established baskets in the ground, and you're choosing to play these courses anyways.
Right.
And I don't know. It would be cool because you could kind of make your own safari layouts with those baskets that you're bringing with you, and they're standardized. And it'd be tough to ask disc golf. I mean, not too tough, but it would set. I don't know. You'd have to talk with whoever owns the course or parks departments, whatever, about replacing these baskets at every tour stop. And who's in? Would the pro tour be fronting you the money to replace these baskets, or would you have to take this cost on by yourself?
Well, and every time you move a basket, so for the Pro Tour and for the parks that you're going to go into or the courses you're going to go into, every time you move a basket, damages them.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's not like they're not usable, but like there's going to be some level of damage.
You
to
could
them.
damage a sleeve or, a lock, something like that.
You scratch them or you dent them or maybe like... And trust me, I mean, we have them, and every time we move them for tournaments, there's one you're like, oh my goodness, how did the band get crooked like that? Or how is there a big dent here? Like, it just happens. Like, when you move these things, they're top heavy and they fall and they're heavy. So when they hit, they bend. So, a lot of these things. So I agree with you on that. Like, I wouldn't mind seeing that, but here's the thing that it's the, how do I say it nicely? Like, quit being prima donnas. Like, how many baskets are actually okay to use? There's only, 4 certified baskets total? 5, maybe?
Something like that.
You're a professional. Learn how to play on them. Like,
right.
I don't know. Because you go to different court surfaces when you're playing tennis. You go to different rolls and grass types and... when you're playing golf, you go to different pitches of greens and all these things. When you're playing golf, each outfield wall is different.
Yeah.
When you're playing baseball, stop, putt better. If that the ones in question were the Latitude 64 elites, pro elites or elite pros or something like that, which are the veterans. They're DD veterans. They're the exact. I mean, they're exactly the same. They're just painted different. Same chains, same weight, and they catch fine.
Yeah, we play on them.
We play on them.
I mean, we probably don't putt as hard as some of those players, but they're fine in baskets.
But that's also part of the game. If you can't putt that hard at them, stop putting. That hard. If you know that now, you go into Mach X's or Chain Star Pros or putt hard, go for it. You go into Prodigy H1s, putt hard or T1s, putt hard at them, go for it. Baskets. I do. They push out so much. They are crazy.
I think it's that cross chain.
It is.
The cross chains on them. I don't know.
The T2s I think are better, which are their lower level ones. I think they're better because the chains are a bit lighter, so they don't push as much back. But I don't know. It's so hard that you complain so much about stuff like this, and pros, and I'm sure we'll be dismissed because we're not pros. We're not making a living off these things. But still, you're a pro. Figure it out. You get there, you practice on them. If your putt's not working, adjust your putt. If you need to take a little whiz off of it, take a little whiz off of it. That didn't sound right.
Well, no, I get what you're saying.
Take a little tempo off. Yeah. Pitch it a little higher or aim at a different spot. I don't know. I could not do any of those things. I'm not that good. So I putt center of the basket and hope it sticks, or center of the chains and I hope it sticks. But I'm assuming these pros within 40 feet, they're going to be able to put it wherever they want in that basket. Well, hopefully put it wherever they want in that basket, right? So I don't know. I'm tired of hearing it over and over again.
Sure.
So the problem I have with it, logistically, the problem I have with it is by standardizing a basket, I think that's fine. I think creating a rule of standardizing what materials, how many chains, that type of stuff, pole thickness, whatever it is, completely okay with me. But then let the manufacturers make them. To take over manufacturing of these baskets, I think is going to kind of hamstring some of these manufacturers.
Yeah.
I don't think that's okay. I don't think that's what the Pro Tour is in. There's no other... Before I speak, I'm trying to think. Is there any other league that takes over manufacturing and distribution of the stuff you play with? Does a PDGA hand out balls? Nope.
Right, yeah.
Clubs? Nope. The courses? Nope.
No.
Flags? Nope. Does the NBA baskets? Nope. Someone else that makes them.
Yeah. They just set the standards for what they have to be.
Balls are made by someone else.
Yep.
Like, I don't know. I mean, they're certified and official. Like,
Yeah,
that's cool.
they are.
Ulti, they have their Frisbee, and for a long time, it was the Ultra Star. Mm-hmm. But it was awarded to a company.
Yeah.
I think that's okay. But go through a bidding process. Try to award it, try to have a normal thing. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe too much to talk about, I guess. There's a lot that can be done, but just saying that the Pro Tour needs to take over the manufacturing and sales of a piece of equipment that is official and used by seems wrong to me.
It does.
Seems maybe not, but
I wonder as a consumer if all of a sudden the Pro Tour said, this is the official basket, how many baskets they'd be selling to people, like people that have backyard baskets. Because I mean, I have a Recruit, Black Hole Light, and all of a sudden you're telling me that, oh, this is the new official basket. Am I going to go buy another one? Hard to say, but it is the official Pro Tour basket that you would go practice on. So
you think about it, if you're serious about a sport, you're going to go buy that official. I mean, I would. Like, I probably not now, but when I was like prime, I would.
Sure.
I would have in an instant. Now there's no way I would because we have too many. I have too many as it is, so I'm not going to. But it's, Yeah,
if I was somebody that had aspirations of maybe having a chance to compete at the higher level, probably think about it for sure.
Now, business-wise, brilliant idea to create a league and then rule in your own favor with the equipment that's being used, so you are the only seller of that equipment. Brilliant move. Shady? Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. But, yeah, so I don't know. I just suck it up. Like, practice more, be better. I don't know. Like, I've never once claimed a basket for me losing a tournament or me missing a putt. It's because I suck.
Well,
like,
I've definitely told people my fair share of spit outs on stuff though on baskets. Oh man, I spit out in this basket. Obviously, it costs you a stroke there, but
right.
What are you gonna do about it?
Would that be a red flag in your dating app, in your profile? Like, causes spit outs?
Yeah.
That sounds dirty. That sounds really dirty. Okay, we're just going to move on. I'm not going to try to explain that one. Okay. So there you go. Anything else on that one?
No.
All right. McBeth in Europe and McBeth weren't agreeing for the first tournament. So he played the Estonian Open, 39th.
Yeah.
He had the worst round average that he has ever had in a professional
was it 997
tournament.
or something?
996, I think.
Yeah. Ugh.
And now with standard deviation, his actual ended up being like a 1030 something because he got to drop.
Yeah.
But yeah, in the worst round he ever played as a professional.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is nuts.
Yeah. And Paul's over there for more than just playing. I mean, he's over there he's building the sport, doing some ambassador. Yeah. So, I mean, good for him. But man, it bears to talk about because I think we're not just calling out Paul. Paul's a fantastic player. Paul's the reigning world champion. Paul is and has been the highest rated player in the PDGA. He's not currently.
Right.
But one of the, I think he's number 2 right now.
Maybe.
I think Heimberg and then him. Well, Jackie Chan, but not Jackie Chan.
Manabu.
Manabu, yeah.
Yeah.
So he's number 3, I think. So the reason we're bringing it up because he's kind of a big deal in disc golf.
Yeah.
And for him to get beat by people that have there's people that aren't even ranked in the world rankings that are just dominating him,
Yeah.
So, but everybody has a bad tournament.
Yeah.
But
But guess what? He came back and won this weekend.
Did he? Okay.
Yes. He won by 8 strokes.
Okay.
At the Pro Forester Open in Croatia. He beat Jakub Semerad by 8 strokes. And then Scott Stokely came in 3rd. Silver Lat came in 4th. Scott Stokely's been over in Europe for the past couple of months. Like he's been doing, because he had
he does a bunch of clinics and stuff.
Yes, and I know he was in, I think, Thailand or Vietnam for a while. He was getting some dental work done.
That's right. Yeah,
and it's cheaper there than it was here. And then, those are pretty much, can't really see anybody else really that notable. But good to see him bounce back, especially when I think people thought that he would just go over and dominate anyway. I mean, this is a pretty dominant performance. Don't know much about the course that he was at or anything. But, who knows? Maybe European golf is really underrated, and we just don't know that. But
not 39 people, not 39th underrated.
No.
I mean, if he was consistently losing, I don't know, 3-4, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, so it's not his worst performance from what I understand. I think it was it Nick and Matt that were talking about that it wasn't his worst performance because in like Australia he didn't get cash or something.
Yeah, something like that.
A small tournament in Australia. But
it was a
also,
C tier in Australia. Yeah.
Is it also one of those things where this isn't a play to your, opponent's level? It's more of a just like a, how serious do I take this? Like, am I just there, just playing, having fun?
Maybe, yeah.
Or is it like, does this mean something to me?
It's got to mean something to him and to Discraft.
I would assume, yeah.
For him to, but play-wise, I don't know if he was taking that tournament that seriously or not.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, he took this next one serious.
Yeah, he felt like he probably had to show something after the way he performed last time.
Yeah. So, Joey Tamale, his cameraman, beat him.
Yes. Yeah. I heard that. And I saw it on UDisc last week when I was checking it out. I was like, oh boy, the only other American over there is Joey from Joma.
Yep. Well, and he does a lot of that stuff with the Paul McBeth Foundation where he follows them around. He's the cameraman for them and all that stuff. He's one of their translators too because he speaks Spanish.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. And he was there when Paul put in the course in Mexico.
Right.
And, that's right.
So, all right. And then Reddit is down right now. So subreddit disc golf is down.
Yeah.
And it's due to a protest or something like that?
Yeah, that's what I had. So, because it was brought up. I'm on a bunch of different disc golf subreddits. One of them is Discmania, and someone had posted in there. They're like, what's going on with this? And apparently what it is Reddit. How did it go? Something about accessing like Reddit through third-party apps and that the money it costs to do that. And so the disc golf subreddit had changed to a private group, which locked out a lot of different people. I'm assuming the mods agreed to do this, but it sounds like there's going to be a lot of other subreddits that are going to be joining in to do this. I think tomorrow, which is the 12th, or when this comes out, through the 14th, I think is what's planned.
Okay.
But just a kind of a surprise to wake up, because I do try to get a bit of disc golf news through there when I do, or just see what topics are, come up. So
it is good because that is a very much sounding board for all things complaining.
Yeah. So I don't know. Does that mean, so obviously you can click in Facebook. Sometimes you click on stuff and it'll bring you to Reddit, or you click on others. Is that basically what it sounds like?
I think that's what it sounds like to me. I haven't done any research on it yet, but if you're thinking of your click-throughs to get to other sites, or even click-throughs from Reddit to get to another site, if they're stopping that, like if they're doing click-throughs to get to OnlyFans, so if they can't find your OnlyFans, then I'm sure that's why they're protesting.
Yeah. It's crazy. Well, I thought it was supposed to happen. Yeah. So I don't know. According to people on Reddit, in this, it says the 12th through the 14th. So if you're someone like me who goes on there and expecting to find things,
what they're trying to do with that is to stop new growth, right? To stop the growth of it by making it private. They're not allowing anyone else to join these groups. So that means Reddit itself is not going to get any growth. Is that what they're trying to do by doing that? Or because I don't
know. Yeah, I'm
like, who cares?
I'm super confused on that. But it has something to do with money. Okay. That's all I know.
Well, if it hits the pocketbooks, I'm sure they'll listen.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows? So, all right. Well, let's get to the real hot topic with hot stamps.
Yeah.
So,
This has been kind of talked about, but it's always,
has
we
been.
haven't talked about it. So
we haven't, yeah. And I have some really hot takes to bring to the hot stamp. So, hot stamps that are done outside of the factory are technically illegal. They make your disc illegal to use in PDGA events. I can go in 1,000 different directions from here, and I can bring up so many different things. Like, okay, so what about stamps? What about ink? What about all these other things? Because they talk about detectable differences in your disc and modifying the flight plate or modifying the disc.
yeah.
Do those in one way, shape, or form? Because no matter what, it all is detectable thicknesses. Like whether you, like how technical do we want to get?
Right. Yeah. But the thing about dyes and ink is that will set into the plastic.
Ink does not. Certain dyes do, inks do not, because you can wipe inks right away. You can't
That's
wipe
true.
dyes away. So I'd be on board with dyes.
Yeah.
I'm okay with dyes.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like,
See, but that's the funny thing too. If you're talking about ink, how are you supposed to mark your disc?
well, that's what I'm saying. So the PDJ requires you to do a unique marking on your discs. So what I've been doing is just taking Sharpie and circling my weight. If
that's
I don't
abso-
circle the weight, what I do is I circle the spoon.
Yep.
That's all I do. I used to write my name, number, all that
Yeah,
stuff. I
yeah.
just don't do it anymore. Why can't I stamp a disc? Hot stamp a disc.
I don't.
It's the same stuff that's on the disc from
Yeah.
the factory.
Right.
And like I just don't get it. I like modifying a disc, like when someone rubs it on the concrete to
Yeah.
get the flashing off.
Yep.
Especially the Prodigy guys. I
Yeah.
mean, they're really rubbing those things down. And then, I'm trying to think of like why. And I guess it has to do with the wording. And I don't want to get so technical to pull up the wording. I just want to complain about it, if that's okay. I don't want to give real solutions, but it just seems weird to me. So I can call any manufacturer and have a custom stamp put on. So I can take the same stamp that we have on our hot stamper in
Yeah.
the shop, and I can call a manufacturer and say, hey, I want to do a custom order. I want 50 of these things. They're like, sure, they're on the way.
Yeah.
That's not illegal
Because it's coming from
because
the
it's come
manufacturer.
from the manufacturer. I can do the same thing in the shop. Same, like it'll have the same results, same foil,
Yeah.
everything.
Right.
It's illegal.
I know. That's wild to me.
Why? Like, where's the discernible difference? You know what I mean? Like, where is the line? Is there something within the stamping process that is different? Because discs are usually weighed before the stamps go on. Mm-hmm. I mean, they are weighed before the stamps go
Yeah.
on. I just don't get it.
I don't know. I just remember when the shop was trying to get the temperature right, for the hot stamper, and obviously tested out a bunch of different stamps and I don't remember what disc it was, but when you stamped it, it actually went into the disc more, causing
it
that
melted it, yep.
It melted it. So that's definitely a form of
Altering the disc.
Absolutely, yes.
Yep.
But if you get it right, the stamp is just going to sit on top, and then obviously like you peel the foil off and you're going to have the little frillies and stuff. You can just flake that off, or
Yep.
you use painter's tape. Painter's tape will help that come right off real easy. Yeah. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't either. And I don't either. And I don't know. It's almost one of those things that it just seems like the person that responded to it from PDGA kind of did one of those, well, technically, yeah, you're modifying the disc. It didn't really put any thought or time or effort into it. Because if you appropriately stamp a disc, now I've seen some like, I don't know if you've ever seen the disc golf bra stamps. Like those dudes burn those things in there.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you've ever seen those before. I mean, you can see a thickness difference.
Sure.
Like you can see the melting plastic. Like for us, the reason why there were so many discs that went into the used bin that have a bunch of stamps on them is because I wanted to make sure that we were doing them appropriate. I didn't want to melt it in. I didn't want any drop out. So it took a while. I mean, I probably used 10 of my own discs just trying to figure that out. And I mean, and not just one stamp on a disc, like
Multiple,
15,
yeah.
20 stamps on a disc. So let's talk about X outs. like when there's a mistake in a stamp, and then they turn it and stamp it again, and then send it out and send it as factory seconds. Are those PDGA legal as well?
Yeah, because they came from a manufacturer.
Isn't that stupid?
That is, because I have a number of X-outs that have, one bad stamp, and then they stamp it as an X-out right on top of it with more foil.
Right.
But because it came from the manufacturer, that's...
Okay. So the manufacturer is the difference, right?
I think so.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
What about Thought Space Athletics?
I mean, they're their own They're their own...
They're not a manufacturer.
They're not, technically.
What about Dynamic Discs?
Oh, you mean Hand-Eye Supply?
Oh, no, I'm talking Dynamic Discs.
Dynamic.
They get blank discs come over and they stamp them in-house.
That's true, too. But
what about Hand-Eye Supply?
But I think Dynamic Discs is branded as a manufacturer, right? Even though they're not, they're still kind of branded as their manufacturing.
I guess the parent company is now.
Yeah.
So, but before it wasn't.
No, that's true, because it was that. Yeah. That's such a touchy
So what about
area.
Millennium?
Yeah, all these subsidiary companies.
Like, what about all these other companies that are bringing in blank discs and stamping them?
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're not manufacturers. So, like, we're retailers. We're sending them out so we would be on same level as what I would consider like Thought Space or, I don't know, I'm just trying to think of any, Hooligan.
Unless those discs are being stamped by, like, MVP when they're making the Thought Space discs, if they have the stamp and they're stamping them for Thought Space there.
True.
Absolutely. I think that could happen.
Was it Black Ink that was doing that? Where they would get Discmania, they'd get all kinds of difference, and they would just do the stamps?
It might have been.
Are they even still a thing?
Yeah, they are.
Okay.
I get emails from them every once in a while that they're doing stuff. Yeah, because they had special run stamps for Ricky and Katrina Allen. All the time. Yeah.
What about OTB? Well, I'm assuming they come from factory. OTB doesn't do them, but Infinite.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're stamping their discs, like, they're not producing their discs, right?
Right.
So, like, that's the type of stuff that it just blows my mind. It seems like a kind of half-cocked response.
Yeah.
Like, the person didn't actually think about it, because the people that he is potentially nixing out of the market and saying that their discs aren't legal are actually large companies.
Oh, and then besides us, we have pastry dyes in the shop, and they stamp it. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about wiping your disc? With acetone, taking the stamp off.
Yeah, because you're modifying the disc.
That's definitely modifying.
And when somebody dyes a disc, traditionally they wipe the disc. Mm-hmm. So it opens up this whole thing that is like, I just don't think they thought it through. Now, the root of that. What is the root of that rule, of that paragraph, or that whatever it is? What's the root of it? I'm assuming it's something in the past was happening with these lighter discs, or I heard somebody say that they used to paint the rims of Ultimate discs to make them heavier on the edges.
Oh.
So I've heard that. I don't remember who said that. It might have been Kevin that said that.
Interesting.
I don't know where that came from.
Yeah.
I don't know who, but if that's true, then I can understand where that rule came from. But is it applicable? There, I said it. Is it applicable now? Like, is it actually something that's relevant?
Oh, man. Can you imagine pulling out a disc and someone, on your card, someone's like, hey, what is that over there? Is that hot stamped? You get docked for it?
Yeah.
I mean, then they're like, well, we have to check your whole bag.
Ask Caden what happened on one of his cards. Did you hear about this?
No.
So Caden, when he was in Vegas that year that he won Vegas, in MA3 or MA4 or whatever it was.
Yeah, I think it was MA4.
There was a card that was near on, or was his card. I don't remember exactly where it was, because we were walking with them. This was before they had all the caddy restriction stuff. And the guy was talking, and he's like, yeah, dude gave me a stroke because I didn't have my discs marked. He walked over, grabbed one of my discs from out of bounds, picked it up, looked at it and said, hey, whatever violation, you get a stroke. And stroked him just like that. Now, that wasn't the rule, but they still did it. And dude didn't know the rule.
Well,
so he just allowed it to happen.
Seconded?
From what I understand, he didn't get seconded.
Okay.
Now this is still a couple years ago now. Like
Yeah.
I'm kind of not remembering it 100%, but I know that was an issue, and I think he ended up losing a stroke because of it. And guy was super nice. Like he was a super cool guy. And we like, I don't remember where we saw him, or I think he played with Caden, and we recognized him from that. And we were like, dude, how you doing? And he's like, oh, I just got a stroke for not having my disc mark. And I was like, I'm pretty sure he can't do that to you, but dude would walk over and like flip a guy's disc over, and like, hey, this one's not marked either. This one's not marked either. He was, he was going for all the strokes he could get.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because he was down by a couple, and he's like, if I can gain strokes any way I can.
I don't think he was even close to the top of it, but he made the cut.
Sure.
But I don't remember where he was in the standings. I don't remember all those details.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. If you're listening to this, bad on you. Real bad on you.
Wait, so Caden had a disc that landed out of bounds, and the guy went and flipped it?
No, this was another guy. It wasn't Caden. Caden wasn't involved in this whole thing. It was like on his car.
It was on, okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
No, Caden wasn't involved in it. It was, I wish I could remember the whole thing. I just don't remember it.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude was walking over and like grabbing people's discs. And I'm thinking like, well, you can't touch people's discs either. That's a courtesy violation.
Yeah.
You know, like you just walk up and it's a playable lie and you pick it up and move it and look at it. Like that's not cool either. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, think that's a stroke penalty no matter what.
Yeah.
Pretty sure. But anyways, so with that being said, so hot stamps. I think it's ridiculous, and I think the PDGA needs to have that, and I'm assuming rules updates will have something that'll address that this year.
I would guess so.
So, all right. Are you ready for your random
I
question?
think so.
Okay, he thinks so. All right, let's do this.
All right. This one's kind of ridiculous. Mm-hmm. If you were the hunter of a mythical creature,
okay,
what mythical creature would it be?
Oh, okay.
And how hard would it be to hunt?
Oh, see, I'm good. I got it. Mythical creature that I would want to hunt is Snuffleupagus.
Ooh.
And I feel like it'd be really easy to hunt him because he's always sneezing. He's always got his legs. And he's like in the middle of a city.
Yeah.
Big Bird might be a good one, actually. Who'd you rather hunt, Snuffleupagus or Big Bird?
I think they'd both be super easy to find because Big Bird is big. And Snuffleupagus, like you said, sneezes. Big brown,
he's pretty
shaggy
big
woolly
dude
mammoth.
too, yeah.
Yeah, he'd stick out like a sore thumb.
I think so. I think the reason why I picked Snuffleupagus, wow, that's hard to say, is because he's so fluffy.
Yeah.
Like I feel like he'd make an awesome blanket. Mm-hmm. Like fantastic blanket.
Yeah, that could be used today. It's pretty chilly out.
I know. Can you imagine the boots that the girls would want to wear, like the big fluffy boots?
You know what the problem is? There's only one Snuffleupagus.
It's not my fault. No. Shouldn't be so comfy.
Permanently extinct right away.
Exactly.
I hunted the one.
Yeah, exactly. Although Big Bird, man, I don't know. There's something about Big Bird I've never liked. Like he's been one of those guys that's just like, if there was a hit list, if I had an imaginary hit list for imaginary characters, he'd be on it, I think.
Sure.
He'd be on it. For no reason, just cause.
Yeah.
Is that weird that I say that? Okay. All right, what about you?
The Kraken.
Oh, see, you got to pick cool stuff. Okay.
Yeah. I think it would be incredibly dangerous to go out on the water because, obviously it knows, in a way that it would know you're hunting. It would just go for you, right?
What's to say? Well, I mean, you know why there's no pictures of Kraken, right?
Exactly, because
it knows.
Captain Jack Sparrow survived.
Well, not the guy that went down to the deep.
No.
What's his name? Davy Jones.
Davy Jones. Mm-hmm. No. But, I mean, think of I was going to say, that's a pretty cool way to tell people you died, but you wouldn't be telling them you died.
No, not at all.
But I could just imagine, all of a sudden you see the tentacles coming up over the ship. But if you did it now, like modern, you could have a submarine. You could have all these.
A drone.
Yeah.
Drones would be easy. They even have submarine drones now.
Yeah.
Have you seen those?
No, I haven't seen them, but I've heard that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
It'd be cool for some of these shipwrecks out here.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, they're already like what Dan Eggert does or some of these other people that take the drone footage from above, and it's awesome.
It's beautiful. What Dan does is phenomenal. He took some pictures for the shop that they came out just amazing.
That's cool. Have you, because I know he can fly them indoors. I think I've seen, because it's popular now with real estate companies. They will take the drone and fly it in the house to go through the whole house.
You get like a tour of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty sweet.
That is pretty brilliant. Man, I would be bouncing I'd be bouncing all over stuff.
Yeah, I know. Dunk. Oh,
There'd be like propeller marks in every wall.
well, that costs you about $5.
Yeah, exactly.
I was trying to think of like, there's another. I think it'd be fun to hunt dinosaurs back in the day.
What about like Bigfoot?
Yeah, obviously Bigfoot.
I mean, that would be pretty awesome.
Obviously, you can't catch him because he's elusive.
Best hide and seek player ever.
Yeah,
undefeated
so
so far.
Hunt the predator.
Oh yeah. Well, so would you take like Arnold Schwarzenegger's spot? Would you like go full on like I'm gonna hunt this guy or I'm gonna like fight with this guy, or would you just be like rifle, nuclear weapon, far away?
Yeah, I don't know. I'd probably try to do the Arnold Schwarzenegger route, or the girl in Prey. Did you watch that?
I didn't watch Prey. I don't think
the Predator like prequel.
Yes, I did. Yes,
like
I
it's
did.
like not prehistoric, but it's the
native tribes.
Native
or
tribes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was like Aztecs or something like that.
No, this was on like the prairie.
Okay.
In like Montana, like out somewhere out. It was pretty cool. It's one of the better
awesome.
Predator movies.
That's my child.
Yeah.
Yelling. I'm sure his sister is messing with him.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah. So that's my question.
I like that. All right. Let's see. Shop updates. So Discmania order. There has been a Discmania order placed. Was it the MD5 that just came out in the Horizon plastic or the MD3? 5s. I think it was a 5.
Yeah, I think it's MD5s.
So got some of those coming. We have kind of a big restock on FDs, FD1s, DD1s.
I haven't seen the FD one yet.
Yeah, it's new. Just came out. We didn't get the first runs. Well, we ordered, so they're still available. We decided not to buy the first runs. We bought the
Just
stock runs.
one.
Yeah. And then, I don't remember, but there's a bunch of Discmania stuff coming in. And then Gyro, we're going to get some MVP ordered. And honestly, what I'm thinking about doing, I've been kind of going back and forth with what to order for our custom stamp. I think we're just going to do gyro. We're going to do a bunch of glitches, a bunch of hexes, and we're going to try to do a triple foil.
Ooh.
So, but I'm going to have to reach out and see if they can do it because I have the two stamps that I want to combine.
Okay.
And do a triple stamp. So I want to do Jeepers. I want to do the Peninsula.
Yeah.
I want to do Harvey.
Uh-huh.
And behind that, I kind of want to do like Woods.
Ooh.
So I want it to be kind of man, he's really getting.
Yeah. Anyway.
I really want to do some sort of like kind of fun, cool, but I'm hoping they can help me design that. And if not, I'll reach out to someone here that can help me. So
that'd be awesome.
Those will be coming pretty soon. But outside of that, anything else to add?
No, I don't think so.
All right. Just make sure your dating profiles are updated. No red flags. And I think outside of that, keep us up par.
Yep.
Deuces in the toilet.